if you have any questions that you'd like to ask anybody up here, please ask them.
Reverend Rose, at this press conference, has anyone from the Sheriff's Department been here or talked to you or anybody concerning why they are not here or that they would not be here? In addition to that, what about other members of law enforcement, maybe the Chief, Simon, or our elected officials? Are they concerned about this? This affects the total community. And so, did anybody contact anyone on this subject? If so, what is it?
I'd be glad to respond to that. Sheriff Prine was here at the last news conference, but he was not invited to this news conference. This is for this community and this family, and we want to put pressure on him and other law enforcement.
Another question. I understand that we think that there were a white person involved in the murder, but I understand that white clubs has not been properly, in my opinion, and from what I've read, they haven't been going and looked into as if it was just the black clubs, I think, that have been investigated. So have anybody heard anything about why that practice may have been done, if it was done at all in that manner?
I have absolutely no information about that, George, no. All we're saying is that there's somebody out there who knows what happened, and we want them caught, period. Maybe Mrs. Edgerton has something else, but I have absolutely no information.
One other thing, y'all excuse me, one other. I have heard again, and here again, I'm involved in the community, so people come to me and they say things to me. They say that there's a great possibility that this may just turn out to be another cold case that will take 2 or 3 years to resolve. And so why do you think that is running rampant in the black community, perhaps the white community?
Let me be clear about something. I have said from the beginning that unless there is community pressure, nothing is going to happen in this case. I still stand by that. However, I want to make sure everybody understands that the NAACP, the SCLC, and every citizen of this community who's committed to securing justice will not rest until the perpetrators of this crime have been caught. That's it. If anybody thinks that this is going to fade away, they better think again. It will not. We will not allow it to.
I'd also like to have the CIA, the FBI, have their question, okay, Lowndes County, to check on my nephew.
I have been in contact with the Atlanta office of the FBI, and we may have some answers about that in a few days.
Any other questions?
I have one of y'all, excuse me. I want to ask the president of the NAACP, Lee Touchton, has anybody from the state or national NAACP weighed in on what had happened in this case?
Not yet, but that's probably going to be the next step.
Are there any more questions? Any other questions?
I would like to say something.
All right, right now we're going to hear from Hilda Edgerton.
I've also called the FBI in Atlanta myself. I've talked to the Rainbow Coalition, and what we're looking towards moving into is making sure that the Sheriff's Deputy Department is willing to move this into a hate crime. The only way this murder case can be classified as a hate crime is unless they send forth that information to them. And because Stefan, before he passed away, he did identify his shooter as a white male, there's a strong possibility that we can move this to a hate crime, and the FBI should and shall be involved in this case.
All right.
Any more questions?
This is KVCI, blogspot.com, George Foster Rams, doing what we do because we want you informed. There is no need for the people here in Valdosta and Lowndes County to be deaf, dumb, and blind to the times and have news excluded, especially that takes place at public meetings such as this, public events. It's time for it to stop. And listen, please.
Like, they won't get away with it because it'll always
pride on their hearts. It'll always be in their mind that they snatched a person from somebody's family. And somebody will have to confess either way because they can't live with it. And all I can say is, may God have mercy on this man.
Also his mother at this time.
Stephan's mom. And I just would like to say that y'all may know him as Warren Gotti, but I know him as Stephan. And even as a little boy, he was talented. He loved the Lord. He loved people. And he always tried to be there for them. If there was somebody he could help, he would do that. And not only was he a good husband, he was a hands-on daddy. And you know, for my son to be snatched away from me at such an early age and shot down like he was an animal hurts me deeply. I don't hate the person that did it. I'm praying for him and his soul, but I do want justice.